Good day, everyone. This is Rich, and in today's video, we are going to discuss which words you should leave out of your content when using AI. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. Whether you're new to ChatGPT and other AI writing tools, or you've been around since the beginning like I have, you may have noticed how the writing style is starting to get a little bit repetitive. Maybe since the beginning, it has gotten better, but for the most part, to be honest with you, it's not very good. Now, it does create the articles for you quickly, which is nice, but it takes a lot of effort to make them better or more humanized. And what I've noticed after writing over, I would say, 100,000 articles, if not more, using ChatGPT, I found a lot of keywords that get used quite too often, and they are just a marker for going forward. And these are the keywords I want to show that you may want to remove from your articles or whatever you're writing about that will kind of show that it's AI written. Now, it's not always the case, and these aren't all the words, and I do put these in my elimination words, but ChatGPT isn't getting much smarter right now. I feel like it's getting dumber, and it keeps adding the same keywords. It keeps writing the certain styles. Even if you change the prompts, make all adjustments to the prompts, it doesn't matter what you do. I just feel like these keywords, I shouldn't say keywords, but just words in general, tend to show up, and I just get so frustrated every time I see it. Now, again, I don't recommend you completely write your articles through ChatGPT or other AI tools. I definitely think you should write your articles first and then kind of get like grammar updates and things like that. That's how I do it. I always write my articles from scratch, top down, unless I'm doing some kind of mass building for something else, but I won't use it for my SEO purposes for the most part. And then what happens is I can then go through it, update it, and clean them up exactly how I want it. So this is just a quick overview of what keywords, or again, words I would suggest you remove from articles if they show up. And eventually, if you haven't seen it enough, you probably saw these words multiple times yourself. So without further ado, this is in alphabetical order. It doesn't necessarily mean which gets used more or less, but these are the words I see a lot in, we'll say, sports, entertainment, shows, things like that. If you're doing something in science or you're doing something in finance, you might see different words. But, when you're dealing with a fan base type of scenario, you tend to see these words. So let's get started. This is a little PowerPoint I put together, and it's my top AI words to avoid when writing an article. Okay, so here's the first one. We have aficionado. This they kind of use a lot for an enthusiastic, like a fan, instead of saying fans or fans. I see aficionado constantly, and I'm just like, why are you using this word? So the next one, beacon. Everything's the beacon of the scenario of the lighthouse. It's not even talking about the lighthouse, but it's necessary. It's I'm not going to do an SAT course here of what everything is defined as, but for some reason it likes to use the beacon. It's interesting. Delve, you'll see delve a ton when you want to go into research. They use dive, delve, things like that. So I suggest you avoid delve altogether. Here's dive. I just mentioned it before. So if it's not dive, it's delve. Avoid it, remove it. Best thing to do. Dynamic. Everything is adjective written. You're talking about a piece of paper, and it can be a dynamic piece of paper. Like, what? Really? It doesn't need to say that. So I would remove dynamic at all costs. Definitely overused and just annoying. Enthusiast. This is heavily used constantly for someone that knows something about something. So, or is a fan, or really wants to, let's say they're into jazz. They're a jazz enthusiast. Here it says a sports enthusiast might follow multiple teams. Enthusiast, remove it. Don't use it. Change it up, whatever it might be. I don't recommend it. Journey. Everything is a journey. We talk about journey now big time. Everyone's YouTube channel is their journey and how they make money online, or their journey and how they put their deck together, or how their grass is growing. But it's overused. It's just used so much. I would just remove journey unless you have something specific that is actually a journey. You're going on a journey, you're going on a trip or something like that. But a lot of times they use journey through your career, journey through your life. So I would avoid journey. Landscape, everything's a landscape. We're going to be on the business landscape. If I'm talking about building out a plugin or something like that, it can be the plugin landscape. They just use it constantly. I say they, but I mean, ChatGPT or other AI tools. I would avoid landscape a lot. I mean, it's just used a lot, so avoid it. Palpable. I mean, I don't even know really. I heard this in a speech probably like 6 months ago. Someone gave a speech, and I was like, dude, this speech was written by AI. And I just knew it. I knew the speech was written by AI because they used these words. So again, palpable. Are you really gonna use palpable? I mean, are you that good of a writer? I mean, this is like SAT word to me. I'm not using it. Prowess. You got the skill, you got the strength. Her prowess in chess made her a formidable opponent. Come on. I do entertainment, so it would be like Taylor Swift. They would use that because her prowess on stage or something like that. No, don't use it. I highly recommend you do not use this word. Resonate. Everything resonates with you, right? I'm just gonna say don't use it. Don't use resonate. Tapestry. What? I think of tapestry as something I hung up in college on my wall. But everything is a rich, down here if you can see, a rich tapestry of characters and plot lines. Now, and then rich as well, even though that's my name, rich tapestry is used a lot too. So if it gets written, I would say remove this for sure. Vibrant. Everything is vibrant. This is kind of like dynamic. You go to a concert and the atmosphere is vibrant, get rid of it. Don't use it. This is, again, my suggestion. I recommend you don't use this. So that, I think, is it. Okay, so yeah, honorable mentions. These get used quite a bit. Aim, buzzing. I saw, it's funny, I've literally been writing thousands of articles with ChatGPT. And when I go to news sites now and I read their news, I'm like, AI, not AI. Everything is AI almost. And the only good thing about, I find that ChatGPT and other writing tools do is it writes pretty well, right? You should ask at like a 6th grade reading level to like a 9th grade reading level or something like that. And I do find that the flow is good for the most part. They use semicolons a lot, which is I don't recommend you do. Dashes within your sentences. That's another thing. But again, I'm seeing these, these conclusions, in essence, in summary, rich history, soundscape, woven. I'm seeing these things in the articles on news sites, and, they're still ranking, their top ranks in the news sources. So it's not like AI written articles isn't a good thing. It's just you got to humanize it a little bit more to make it less sound less robotic. And that kind of sums up, where we're going right now. Everything is shifting to AI. I think in the last 6 months, I'm a subscriber to ChatGPT, and I paid $20 a month or whatever for whatever I get. And there was a moment there where the 3 to 3.5 model where it got better, and then the 4 got better, and then they made one change and it got worse, and it's gone downhill for me in terms of the quality that I'm asking for. Not so much the quality of the article, because the article is always going to be pretty good. It could be a little off the beaten track a bit. But the fluff at the end, or every sentence has a little comma with a little fluff at the end of the sentence, I recommend removing that. But what I'm seeing is that once that model gets updated, it takes a while to recoup a little bit. So like on this latest one, 4.0 or something like that, it's just not producing where I'm like, ugh, every time I'm like, come on, and then I'll say, can you change this? Can you change that? Can you change that? And it does for the most part change or remove words. But it again, you're asking something to build you something, and it builds it in like seconds, which is amazing. This is not to knock on what this thing can do. I'm just saying, you want good content, you want people to like it. Eventually they're going to start reading their own words, because everyone that's creating content with ChatGPT and other tools, they're going to find them reading similar words. Like they're going to get to the end of the article and it's going to say, in conclusion, in essence, in summary, and eventually like, oh, this is kind of fake, or fake, not fake news, but this is kind of fake-ish because it's not written by a human. So again, these were just a quick breakdown of words I suggest you eliminate if possible. There's times when they're going to be necessary. There's times when there'll be other words that are on this list. I have a list of about, I would say, 50 words that I add to my prompts to not use. And of course it uses it anyways. Maybe because there's just so many and it just kind of just doesn't go through the whole list. But again, I suggest you consider removing these going forward. So again, this is Rich. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video. Hope this was helpful. Let me know what you think. And let me know if you're running into similar situations where you're seeing these words a lot and how you're removing them. Because I'd love to know how you're removing these if you have a good prompt set up. Maybe I'm just missing something. I'm not an expert on ChatGPT writing or anything like that, but it would be helpful if you had, and I know there's other tools out there that actually overlay on top of it, but I feel like they still do the same thing. So anyway, have a good one. Talk to you in the next video.